Welcome to the Misfit One Lifestyles with Elizabeth Colin. She will awaken and connect with your Misfit One. Are you tired of the ups and downs in your life? Are you ready to live a healthy lifestyle once and for all? We are talking about all aspects of your life. Being fit is not just physical, it's also your mind and soul. Learn how to take steps in your life to move towards your goals. Elizabeth's goal is for everyone listening to the sound of her voice to get fit. Let's get focused, let's get intentional, and let's transform. Now here's your host, Elizabeth Colin.
Guys, welcome to another episode of Misfit One Lifestyles with your girl, Elizabeth Colin, also known as Misfit One. Honey, this podcast is going to be one for the record. Let me tell you, we have such an esteemed guest today. Eileen Green, how are you doing today? No worries, no worries. I am so excited to be speaking with you today. How are you?
Well, unfortunately, I have a paralyzed vocal cord. So I get a little off record with my coughing.
Well, you know what? We could take breaks whenever you need. You just let me know. I mean, you're doing phenomenal for having a paralyzed vocal cord.
Yeah. It has stopped me from talking.
That would happen to me too, Eileen. It would definitely be a thing for me, like, oh, I can still talk. But for those of you who do not know who she is fearless. I mean, one of the most empowering women of our time. I did the research on you, and I am just literally in awe. So can you tell people, first of all, a little bit about yourself?
Oh, well, presently, I'm 94.
Wait, did y'all hear that? 94, and she looks 40.
Oh, my God. I have the glasses on. Where are yours?
Yes, you're doing well. And what are you doing at 94?
Well, I'm surviving. No, I am truly, truly blessed. I have 3 sons, 6 grandchildren, and 4 great-grandchildren. And so I feel very, very blessed.
Eileen, you are totally my goals, because she is a example of that there's no limit to what you could do, or shall I say there's no age limit to your goals. Can you talk to them about how, after you raised your 3 kids, what you do after that?
Well, it wasn't just after, because I went to college for 25 years.
Wow.
But mostly at night, because I worked and had the 3 boys and a husband and a home, but things were different. We didn't have the same traffic that we have now. I don't know where everybody came from.
Or where they're going.
Yeah, it's like a different world.
You know, what's so crazy that you said that, a different world, but you're one of the first people who were certified in NLP by Tony Robbins. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Well, he became our good friends, and was quite a challenge. because we had to go to Palm Springs for 2 weeks and do all kinds of crazy things. And, I jumped off um, a totem pole I have to keep remembering because it's been a while. And
Right, right.
of course, I had a harness on and I jumped off. But standing on the top of that telephone pole was quite a revelation because I was scared. I
Right.
really was scared. And I stood there until I just couldn't stand there anymore. So I said, please, God, 1, 2, 3, 4. And there I was hanging. And then I was lowered.
Wow.
But prior to that, I had walked on 40 feet of hot coals.
I did that one too.
Did you really?
I don't know if it was 40 feet. It felt like a football field.
Well, I don't know about you, but I stood on that pole until I said, my God, I'm getting hungry.
Right. I didn't do the pole. That wasn't in my training. No.
Yeah, that was in my training in Palm Springs.
Wow.
To hitchhike to New York, we started out as a team and then we broke into friends where we just had one partner. And then I remember that we slept in a hotel room overnight and then started on our journey. And I did it. And the whole idea was that we were supposed to go someplace and do some good deeds.
Right. Right.
I said farewell to my partner and went on my own. And I got there. And one time I remember putting my thumb up, and then I didn't like what I saw, so I put it down. And so finally, I got 3 different cars till I got to the school that I was supposed to go to.
Wow. Wow.
I was alone, and I was, yeah, it was difficult. A couple of times the thumb went up, and then as the car got closer, it went down.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty scary. And the whole idea, which was incredible, was fear into power.
Ah, Eileen, you are talking my language because that was exactly what I was going to ask you. It was scary, but you did it. How did it feel when you actually, first of all, what kept you going? What, even though you said you was afraid, what kept you going?
Well, I was there for a reason. I was there to take my fears and overcome them. And one of the reasons that it was so important to me was that my husband was a private pilot and he wanted me to fly with him. So I finally had decided to take some lessons
Okay.
and to take the fear into power. But lo and behold, that experience was so traumatic because I I had to take flying lessons.
Right.
And after taking the flying lessons, I was at Van Nuys Airport and they landed me sort of short, and then they landed a plane long over me.
Oh,
So that was kind of shaky because it was scary. So it turns out that, of course, I'm a big Googler. I'm always Googling something.
right. I love that.
Excuse me. So I decided that, the lessons were good until what happened is I Googled and found that somebody with a pilot crashed.
And that was it for you, Eileen? That was it?
Well, as they said, so my instructor had chastised the office, and the fellow there said, "Well, I'm sorry, so go report me." Well, but then I read that somebody was killed, a pilot and his student, because of what had happened. They had landed short.
Right. Oh.
Yeah. So that really, really did it.
And you were saying this is not my mission. That was not, you was trying to go someplace and do some good things. And that was not it.
Right. Right. So I went to Tony Robbins
Yes.
and I was working very diligently on getting fear into power.
Oh, can you give us a little bit of that? Because I think all of us who are listening is leaning in because you have not only the experience, but also the power, and you are a living testimony of that, of how you could turn your fear into power. But can you give us some tips on how we can turn our fear into power? How does that happen?
Well, the brain is the computer of the body, and the messages that you give it, if you properly talk to yourself, like, you know, convincing yourself that you have the power. So, activity, as I say, is the poison of the body. And
Negativity?
yeah, it is, because what you say goes into your body. So people would ask me if I could land the plane, and I said, "Oh, yeah, but it would never fly again." And a sense of humor is also a necessary part of your growth. And so I would go up to the plane that I was going to take a lesson in, and um, I would say, "Okay, you have a choice. You can turn around, walk away,
Mhm.
you can face your fear." And I faced my fears.
Wow. That is powerful because I do the exact same thing, and that's why I'm so honored to be speaking to you, because you are proof positive that your brain is your computer of your body, and how you talk to yourself is imperative to everything else that you do. And negativity, like you said, is the poison to your body. I love how you put that, because what's important is we are a conduit. What we put in is what we put out. So I love that.
People are not aware of the fact that there are words that prevent you from moving forward. And they are words that mean, like if you say, I will, I should, um, they are taken into your body in a temporary situation.
Mm.
So when I finally graduated from my course in spiritual psychology, I realized that words like I'll try, or I think, or maybe I can, or they're detrimental because they're not purposeful. They're not
Mm.
they're not the words that your body needs to accept. So it's really, really changed my life. And in that course also, it was the soul is our body, and how we talk to it is very important.
Can you
So,
give some examples of that?
yeah,
Of how we should.
I am. So
Mm.
each my friends and my family and all of them to take a piece of paper and draw a heart in the center. And in the center of the heart, it says, I am. And you take tangents off of it. And those are the things that you pin that paper up someplace. And you can change some of the things, but basically, uh, I am a spirit in a soul. I am sorry. Shush. I have new phones. I'm sorry.
That's okay. This is live. This is fine. This is how it is, and I love that. Just to recap for the people who are listening, did you hear what she just said? She said there are words that are detrimental to your soul. I am is a word that gives you life.
Yes.
Not I should, I could, I would sometimes, or
Oh,
with those,
oh,
right?
maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, it's amazing, and I love the activity. And I'm asking, no, I'm challenging everybody who's listening today to do exactly what Eileen has just said. Get that piece of paper, draw a heart in the center, and say, I am. And what else they need to do with that?
Well, it takes time to convince yourself that that is the way to grow.
Mm.
That is the way to live. That is the way that positivity eliminates the negativity.
Oh, I love that. I love that because it is so.
Oh, shush. I'm sorry. I have new phones. The phones are new. And so
Yes,
this
yes.
is my helper
Oh,
because my angel.
I love it. I love it. And she's doing such a great job. This is just so amazing because you are 94 years old and you still are empowering us and giving us information that is so life-changing because, like you say, positivity leads out negativity. Say it again for us.
You know, I went to the plane to take the lessons, and I stood there and I said to myself, you can step forward or you can turn around and go back to being frightened.
Right.
So that's what I did. And as I said, people would ask me if I could land the plane. And I said, yeah, sure, but I don't think it'll ever fly again.
I'm with you. I'm with you, especially if that was that close of a call and somebody have already died that way. No, no, that is not my purpose in life. That is not my mission. You have found your purpose and your mission. And I'm just, I love the fact that you are a witness to what I speak on. I say those things, but I haven't lived those things. You are here as a living testimony
Yes,
that positivity does overcome negative.
yes, yes. And you
Now,
see, I started my life with polio.
oh, wow.
And then from there on, I had pneumonias. Then I had fibromyalgia. Then I had. I had difficulty having children for a very stupid reason. And thank God I have three boys.
Oh, that's a blessing.
And the oldest one is going to be 70.
70.
Yes, in February. Yes.
That is incredible. What a blessing.
Yes, and I'm a great grandma.
And you went from not being able to have any to now having three boys. You have like six grandkids, and you even have three great grandkids.
Four.
Four.
It
Wow. Wow. You know, what's great about this is that
was a simple thing. It was my thyroid. See, it was like borderline, so they didn't give me thyroid pills.
and they probably didn't even know that much about it back then,
Right. That's right.
so
And I immediately go back to when I was born. Isn't that crazy?
wow.
And that when I was, I'm sorry, the noise. I, I've been a perpetual student.
That's what I was going to ask you. And people who are listening now, is that something that you would encourage them to do as well? Talk about how I'm looking at how you were a TED Talk lecturer. You spoke and taught sex at high school for Planned Parenthood. I mean, you you are a hypnotherapist, and it's just amazing how much you have accomplished.
I often wonder what my goal was, and yet I do remember. You see, there are messages that we get through life that urge us to make changes. Been needed to fly. He just had to fly. And my neighbor also had to fly, but he went into a mountain and died. I had this fear. And after I did all of the classes, I would go to the plane and I would stop for a moment and I would say, okay, you can turn around and go away, or you can face your fear. And I would face my fear. And
You've been doing that your whole life.
Yeah, because I needed to be with my husband. So I took my lessons and I did my best. And I did a TED Talk. And in my TED Talk, I said that there was fear in my body. What was I going to do about it? I was going to face my fear. So I did. And from that time on, I just was a perpetual student. And I went back in my life to find out why I was a perpetual student. And it was something that I misinterpreted from my father.
Please share with us.
Yes. I gave my father my report card to look at. And at that time, I was young and it was in numbers. So my father's looking at the report card and he's going, Oh, whatever happened to the 2 points? Now, I took that as I'm good, but not good enough.
Wow.
So that's what I do for people that I do hypnotize, is to go back to the initial sensitizing experience. And when I did that with one of my lovely patients, I kept going her back and back and back. And then what would happen, the client would, relate to whatever they were going back to.
Right.
So she went someplace, I don't know where, and she's describing it to me as it's dark. And I hear my mother and father arguing. But it's dark. It's dark, it's dark, it's dark. The only place she could have been after I questioned her for quite a while was in the embryo. And I thought, because this was years ago, how is that possible? So I ran to the library because there was no Google Schmoogle. And sure enough, it was a known fact. And that's why in more recent years, parents were told to put music on, to sing to the children, to tell them that they love them. I never did that with my boys because I had no clue.
Wow.
So life is experiences that are positive or negative, and it's up to the individual to write their script.
Oh my gosh, that is an amazing point to end this whole thing on, because that is so profound and enlightening to us all. We all experience positive and negative. It is up to us to write the script. Oh my gosh. Can you tell everybody how they can stay connected with you? How can they reach out to you?
Well, it's Eileen Green
With
at
the E.
with an E, a lot of E's. Eileen has three. Green has three at AOL. No, wait a minute. Green 321 at AOL.com. I'm old fashioned.
I love it. I love it. You have really made my day, and I know all of us who are listening are truly just honored by your presence, just to hear your voice and to hear how you turn your fear into power, and that it should keep us going. I'm sorry, say again.
Is that I can thank Tony Robbins.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we really appreciate you. And we will definitely follow you. And I am such a fan, and I'm going to reach out and stay connected. And I thank you again for taking time out to speak to us and sharing your wisdom with us, because this is one definitely for the books.
Well,
Thank you.
you are a very pretty, bright woman.
Thank you very much.
And just keep up your uh, challenges in life.
That's awesome. It is awesome. And you guys, you know, it's for us all. We all write our script. It's your girl, Elizabeth Colin. And I want you to live fit. I hope you enjoyed that episode of Misfit One Lifestyles. But guess what, you guys? I have a great announcement. Escape from the stress of everyday life and find true bliss with our all new program, Blissful Escape. Starting in January, this program is designed to transport you to a world of mental repose and calm. Join us as we explore various techniques and practices to help you unwind and navigate your stress. Don't let the busyness of life consume you. Take a break and embark on a journey toward a more harmonious and fulfilled existence. Make 2024 the year you prioritize self-care and discover the transformative power of well-being. Spaces are limited, so don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to create a sanctuary within your busy life. Register now for Blissful Escape. It starts January. Make this the time to choose you. Go to misfit1.com/blissful-escape. Make sure you are taken care of. Remember, live fit.